and you've got kids yourself. Like, would you be? I personally believe he'd be cool if this happened to his daughter.
No, I don't think he'd flinch. He wouldn't.
He'd probably shake the man's hand and say, "Welcome to the family."
He wouldn't.
I did, buddy.
Nice.
You're doing great. You came up really fast.
You can't get away with it.
And then he was in Chicago the other night performing in a place sold out.
Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm doing another makeover look on my friend Kiki. She's been on my channel before. I just wanted to really play in some new makeup that I had as per usual. And Kiki so gracefully, indulged me. So that's what we're doing today. Today's look is more of a very soft everyday type wear look. It's nothing overly glamorous. So I hope that you enjoy the whole process and hopefully take something away with you from today's video as well. So guys, I filled in our eyebrows using the Kat Von D signature brow pencils in the shade graphite and dark brown. I mixed them both, and now I'm just prepping our eyes with concealer. And for eyeshadow, I picked up these two palettes from Primark Beauty, and I was actually really impressed with the quality. I've never used Primark's eyeshadow before, but these ones blew my mind. So I'm starting off with the shade Radiate from the Amber Passion palette, and then blending that in her crease, and then going in now with the shade Brownie Points, and that's from the other palette, the Nude Addiction palette. And I'm just kind of working that in the outer corner of the eye, kind of building up some kind of smokiness to the look. And I'm just shuffling between the two brushes. So the brush that I used for Radiate and the shade that I used for Brownie Points, I'm just alternating so that I blend both colors into each other really well together. And that's all I'm really doing there. So for the eyelid, I went into the Nude Addiction palette and I'm using the shade Golden, which is a shimmery gold color. I didn't wet my brush or anything, and that was one swipe in that color. It's so pigmented. For £3, guys, honestly, these palettes are no joke. So now I'm just working Brownie Points and blending it into the golds so that there's no harsh lines between the gold, between the lid color and the outer corner color. And then going back into the Amber Passions palette, I'm picking up the shade called Solar, which is like a peachy pinky kind of color, and I'm just blending that into the inner corner of our eyes because I wanted like a little pop of color to the look. So that's what I'm doing there, just working that color in with a E36 blending brush from Sigma, and just really blending that into the golden shade. So we put on some eyelashes off camera. Now one of our eyelashes are wonky. I didn't realize until the very end, so excuse that throughout the video. So now we're going to do some skin prep, and I'm going to be using my Embryolisse, this Rimmel primer, and my MAC Prep and Prime. I do apologize, guys. My lighting in this video is really off, like it's really bright. I had the studio lights on, but then I had my window open as well because I thought I could do with some extra light, and it kind of threw the video off in certain parts, so I do apologize for that. I'm just going in with my Kat Von D liner now and just fixing up the eyeliner, trying to hide the band of her eyelashes, as you do. This is always really good to do when, the lashes kind of stick out a little bit. So for her foundation after priming, I'm using the Can't Stop Won't Stop from NYX in the shade Mocha. And this color is a perfect match for her. The foundation itself works really well for Kiki because she has really oily skin. And in the past, I've done her makeup where literally I'm sitting there and I'm watching the whole thing kind of melt off her face. But this foundation really held up for me. It stayed on really, it just stayed on really nicely. And I love it. Even for myself, I love it. I like to mix it when I use it as well. So I'm just working that product in with my Sephora foundation brush, just patting it in. And you will see me shift onto using my Real Techniques sponge. So I apply first with the brush, and then I'll go in with my sponge in a little bit and just kind of really press the product into her skin, and at the same time taking off any excess foundation that I have sitting on the skin. This is always really good to do if you want good coverage, but you don't want to, you don't want to look cakey. this is always really good to do, especially if you enjoy using brushes to apply your products. I'm a sponge girl at heart. I always gravitate towards my sponges. It doesn't matter what brush I use. I always go back in with my sponge. So I'm just really pressing that foundation into her skin, and as you can see, it's a really, really good match for her. It just really worked out well for Kiki for this look today. So once all of our foundation is nicely pressed into the skin and we're kind of happy with how that looks, we're going to go in and highlight. And I'm using the Maybelline, I believe that's what that is, the Maybelline Eraser Concealer in the shade Tan. I bought this for myself, but I ended up using it for Kiki. And I love this foundation. The coverage is amazing, so creamy, and it just blends out like a dream. And this color is amazing. So yeah, I'm just blending that with a brush first. So I'm blending out the outer edges first. This is a different way I find that I now blend my concealers, and I kind of like the kind of finish I get from it. And then I told you all I'm a sponge girl. I'm going back in with the sponge and just really working that in, especially closer to her lash line area. Just really pressing that product into the skin. So I'll just do that all over the face, blending out all of the concealer. And then, as always, I will go back and forth between my sponge and my foundation brush and the concealer brush so that everything is just really blended in nicely and there are no harsh lines between her foundation or her highlight. It's always important to, really blend your base in nicely, guys, because harsh lines are not appreciated at all. They don't look good. So take your time and blend out your base. Same with the eyeshadow. Take your time, blend everything out, and it all will come out looking good, I promise. So now I'm going in to set her under eye highlight or the concealer, and I'm using my Morena Beauty pressed setting powder. I love this powder. I was obsessed over Sasha Cosmetics for a while, but I think I may have found my new love. I love the fact that this is compact. The compact is beautiful. The powder is really, really fine. It's a nice highlight color for the under eye. If you're a woman of color, this powder is everything and then some. Okay, I just love the way it sits into the skin. It does look a bit bright now, but it will settle in, and you will see at the end of the video how beautifully this powder just worked for her. I use the powder every day. I'm so obsessed with it, and I'm applying it with my damp sponge that I have been using to blend this whole time. You can use a sponge or you can use your brush depending on what kind of coverage that you like. Of course, if you use a dry brush, it will be a lot more intense in coverage, but as I said, we were going for like a everyday type of glam look, soft glam look, so I didn't want it to be over the top, if you know what I mean. So yes, I'm just going to continue to do that, and once I've done all of her highlight areas, I'm going to go into my trusted Ben Nye palette. I can't quite remember what shade I used for her, but I'm going to just set her whole face, and I'm using the same brush that I blended out the concealer with. I was looking for my foundation brush. I couldn't find that one, the one I normally use, so I just used this one. In my last video, I said I like to use my foundation brush to set the face, because I find the moistness from the brush from having applied the foundation helps to not make the face look too cakey. So it's the same principle, and that's why I reached for this brush that I used to blend out the concealer with to set her face, because I still have the moistness of the creamy concealer products in the bristles of the brush. So I'm just setting her face all over, and as you can see, everything's looking good. I'm taking down the brightness on the under eye a little bit, and I'm happy with how that looks. So we're going to powder contour today, and I'm using my black contouring kit in 03, and I'm just going to work that through her cheekbones, and I'm also going to use that to contour her nose as well. And the brush I like to use is one from e.l.f. It doesn't have a name or a number on it. I think it came with one of their eyeshadow kits or something I bought a little while ago. Actually, years ago. I've had this brush forever, but I actually really love it for contouring because it just sits in the contours of the face perfectly. So yes, so we're going to go in and, as I mentioned before, work that through contouring the nose as well. So yeah, so once all of that is done, I'm going to go in and define her cheekbones a little bit, and I'm just using my black opal powder in the shade medium, and then I'm going to go in to kind of bronze and blush her cheeks at the same time. and I'm using my Danessa Myricks Evolution Powder in 06. I really love this powder for bronzing and blushing because it's a very red. It's a really red powder, and it just works perfectly for that purpose. So oftentimes that is what I would do if I was to use that powder, or use it for both. So to highlight our face, I'm using the E-Unique Pixie Dust in the shade Gliss. I love this highlighting powder. It's really finely milled, and it's a beautiful complementary color for um, dark skinned women. It's a beautiful, like goldeny bronze kind of color. I'm not going over the top with the highlight. I'm not one for too much glow. If you know me, you already know this. Subtle, just enough that people know that you have a highlighter on, and that's good enough for me. So I'm just working that through the, the usual highlight zones, down the nose, a little bit over the forehead, the chin, cupid's bow, cheekbones, as per usual. So yeah. So once we are all highlighted, I'm going in and filling in her lips with my chestnut pencil from MAC. Um, I'm the most unsteady person ever. If you know me, you know that I'm clumsy AF. So I like to steady my hands doing that. If you do makeup on other people and you find that you struggle with lines, it really does help if you steady yourself with your other hand. So just filling in her lips, nothing special there. And then I'm going in with the Huda Beauty Liquid Matte in the shade Trendsetter, I believe. We were going for kind of like a nude lippy. She didn't want anything too over the top. Again, it's an everyday kind of look. So we just played it safe. And I'm just really going to blend that lippy in. And that pretty much completed the look. If you enjoyed, thank you so much for watching. Give us a thumbs up. Let us know that you like. Leave us a comment in the comment section below. And yeah, guys, I really appreciate you for taking time to watch my videos. Let me know what else you want to see from me in the new year. Thank you for watching. Have a blessed time of day wherever you are. And I cannot wait to see you in my next video. All right, guys, I love you all. Take care. Bye.